income and minority. Due to the fact that I was raised by a single mother after my father committed suicide. But rather than become a victim of circumstance, I forged my own path through perseverance, boldness, and achievement. That was the first sentence of my personal statement that I used in my law school application this past fall. And I shared this with you to make the point that your future is not determined by where you start. It's about the choices you make about where you want to go. And so it's just, when we encounter those challenges, we have to decide whether we want to take them on or accept defeat when we feel too tired to try. Because I'm going to share some information about myself to let you all know that I don't believe failure exists. It's just an opportunity to try again. So I just want to see with a show of hands, who attended Detroit Public School for elementary school? There we go. Okay, what about middle school? And high school? So the people in this room are very familiar with the struggles that our school system faces. Because there were teachers who were wonderful and would stay after school with me when I struggled to understand something. And there were teachers who told me, I'm going to get paid today whether you learn something or not. Can you imagine that impact it has on you in 4th or 5th grade when your teacher literally said, I don't care, I'm going to get paid anyway. And then also in my middle school, we deal with outdated textbooks, overcrowded classroom. There were like 40 of us in one room. And then even ceiling tiles used to fall sometimes and hit people. They didn't block off the corner because we needed the space. Those are the kind of things we deal with. And then when I attended high school, I went from that environment to a private school in Birmingham, Michigan. And I fought my mother tooth and nail to let me go to Renaissance because that's where all of my best friends were going. But she wanted me to experience a new environment. And so this high school was just a few miles north of 7 Mile where my middle school was. But it was more different than I ever could have imagined because we had to purchase our textbooks for our classes. They had classes of size 10 to 20 people, never overcrowded, and they had this large library and open computer lab. And so I realized what privilege was at this point, because that's also the first time I realized what it meant to be a minority. I realized that the majority of the student population did not look like me, did not talk like me, and certainly did not think like me. For example, my sister and I caught 4 buses every day, spent 2-3 hours on the bus every day, and walked a little over a mile to get to class. And then in homeroom, I hear people talking about, I can't believe I'm going to Florida for spring break. We just went to French class here. Why can't we go back? Okay, that's a real problem. And so for those moments, I would just have to take pauses because there were just so many times when I realized how different my life was. There were times when I just had that unsettling feeling of knowing people did not know how to interact with me. And so I had to learn how to keep my composure, especially when I'm walking through the hallway and I hear something like, oh, I'm going to wear a do-rag, saggy pants, and a chain for Halloween. Guess what I'm going to be? The average black man. I don't think it's funny. I had to stop because I sincerely needed to take a moment, and it still upsets me. I was 14, I'm 21 now. It still upsets me. When I first joined the basketball team, a girl I had never met came up to me like, what's up, my bitch? My name is Serena, and I'm not sure anything. It was just literally, people had no idea how to interact with me. And so I had to take those pauses. But I'm still grateful for my time there now, because I can go anywhere and be unbothered. No one's going to stop me from doing what I need to do. And you may have seen in that viral video, he said, it's above me now. I'm going to handle my business. It's not about what other people do. And so I also learned not just about financial privilege, but educational privilege. Classes were determined not by your age, but by your ability. There was a 6th grader in my 10th grade geometry class, and he did better than me. I was constantly asking this kid for help. So this just made me realize how much I needed to get on myself, because there were times when I had very late nights, and it was not reflected in my grades. They were still low. My mom questioned whether or not I even went to the class. I had to pull out my notebook to show I was there. And so during that time, I really started Googling positive affirmations all the time because I just needed something to motivate me. And one of the ones I came across was by Samuel Beckett, this Irish writer and playwright. And he said, ever tried, ever failed, no matter. Try again, fail better. That's when I really started to believe this is just a chance to try again. And so that school also helped me spark my professional goals because now I knew that I wanted to go into education and in law because I knew that I deserved the same opportunities that they were getting out in Birmingham, and so does my family and friends. And so the best opportunity I took up during my 4 years at high school was the chance to study Mandarin Chinese. My teacher was actually from Beijing in China, and I loved it. I still love it. And then, after 4 years of studying, after I graduated, thanks to my mom, Mr. Charles, my stepdad, and the partial scholarship, I actually had a chance to go to China. I used to think I was doing something big in middle school when we drove out to Silver Gardens on 9 Mile and Southfield Freeway to play for band. I thought that was a big thing. And then I had a chance to leave the continent. And so it was just amazing. People nowhere, anywhere, expect a Black girl to be able to speak Chinese. We're just walking by, me and my classmates, and I hear, "他们都是哪个人? Where are they from?" I'm like, 你们好，我们都是美国人，我叫 Serena. Hi, we're American, my name is Serena. And it was just awesome. I was on cloud 9 all summer because I spent 2.5 weeks in China living what I learned. And so that fall, I also attended college at my HBCU. It's a historically Black college or university for anyone who has not heard the term before. Do we have any more HBCU students in here or anyone considering an HBCU? All right. Hopefully more hands after this. Okay. So I attended Xavier University of Louisiana, and it's smack dab in the heart of New Orleans. After hearing a bit about my high school experiences, it's not surprising that I wanted to do something new. But I love my university because I realized that I had the best of both worlds now. I had my small, focused class sizes and excellent opportunities, and I was just surrounded by Black excellence in droves because it means something different. It's not to say that just because we're all people of color, it means that we're going to get along. But we had an understanding of how people viewed us outside of our campus and a common goal of wanting to make a more just society. It made a difference and it formed a bond. I also love my university because of the classes I took there. Victorian literature, African American women playwrights, even the stupid biology class that started at 8 a.m. where the nun would not let us eat breakfast. Everything was a new experience and contributed to my character in some way. And so I love them because they enabled me to grow as a student and as a person. It made me feel as if I was meant for greatness. And because they treated me like that, I began to believe in myself, and it changed my life. Because freshman year, again, I'm away from home. I don't have any family in the South, nowhere near Louisiana. And I realized that tuition cost too much. And if money didn't start coming in, I was going to have to go home. So I applied for like 30 scholarships my freshman year. I received 4 of them. I had to remember my quote again. Try again, fail better. And that year, I received another scholarship to go back to China for another 2.5 weeks, even better than my first experience. And the following year, my sophomore year of college, I was awarded a $25,000 scholarship to spend a semester abroad in London. And so it just completely changed my life. And again, I thought 9 Mile was a big deal, y'all. You know, that's the border for Detroit. And now I'm just constantly going to different continents. And so now I'm so proud to say that I recently graduated from my beautiful university with my bachelor's in English education, and I received a full ride to law school in the fall. And I'm saying all this to say, we looked at our school system not taught to dream bigger, to have bigger goals. Don't just aim for a job, aim for a career. Don't aim to be an employee, aim to be a boss. We have to set higher goals for ourselves. Because now at the ripe old age of 21, I've been to Canada, China, England, France, Italy, Spain, the Netherlands, Belgium. And so I intend to visit many more countries until my passport is full, and then I'm going to buy a new one and do it all over again. Because traveling abroad made me learn more, not just about the country, but about myself. I realized that I had seen privilege in high school from other people, but we are very privileged. We're privileged to have clean water. We're privileged to have free education up until the 12th grade. We are privileged to see, to walk, to hear, and so many other gifts that we just don't appreciate on a daily basis because we assume we have the right to them, but we don't. And it's different when you see that in other countries. You realize how grateful you should be for these opportunities. And the nonprofit program I work with now, Developing Kids, it's founded on the basis that everyone has gifts. And my coworkers and I aim to nurture these gifts in our young people because we know that they are our future. They are going to be our leaders. And so many of these kids have been told they're bad or that they're stupid. And it breaks my heart when they tell that to us because it helps you understand some behaviors. They truly believe what other people have been telling them. And so we read with them, we play sports, we do math games, we go on field trips to emphasize that they are special and they deserve every resource to help them be great. And so we just have to pull together as a community. I'm no longer talking just about my program, but all of us as a city and as friends, we have to aim to support each other, our families, just everyone who you can impact. Because I'm not talking just about my blood family. Yes, I love my younger brother, I love my sister, but my coworkers are my family. The children I interact with are my family. The people I plan to help in the future, those are my family, and I feel that I have a responsibility to help them reach their goals. And that's the only way we can build up, is all of us have that goal to help lift someone else up. That's the only way we can make it. And so I just want everyone here to leave this room knowing that you are gifted, you are talented, and you are meant for greatness. Thank you.